Yeah, see, now, yeah, now, yes. Yeah, next time do that. Because you're not gonna see your card next time. No, no lo podemos llevar, man.
entire East Coast is an urban wasteland, a hellhole. In this breeding ground for crime, the law is dispatched by those known as judges, who act as judge, jury, and executioner, dispatching judgment on the spot for any and all criminal activity. One of these judges is Judge Dredd, an uncompromising lawman, quickly gaining a reputation as the ultimate judge among his peers. Dredd is assigned to train and evaluate Cassandra Anderson, who did not meet the minimum requirements for the job but has one talent most do not. She's a mutant with psychic abilities. Their first call lands them in Peach Trees, a 200-story building run by Madeline Madrigal, aka Mama, the drug kingpin of the structure, fabricator of a new popular narcotic called Slow-Mo that makes its users experience reality at a fraction of its normal speed. The judges capture one of the clan's senior members, and Mama locks down the tower, leaving Dredd and Anderson to fight for survival, dispatching judgment as they go. The plot has the simplicities of action films like Die Hard, Predator, Top Gun, and First Blood. Dredd is a small contained story in a larger world that doesn't feel the need to drown you in unnecessary exterior information, only providing small hints. The film is technically Alex Garland's first directorial effort, even though Pete Travis is listed as the director. Garland is uncredited, and from the interviews I heard, even Carl Urban says that it should be considered as his directorial debut. It's no surprise the script was this good, considering Garland started writing as far back as 2006, hot off 28 weeks later. The film itself doesn't suffer from any major plot holes, only the fact that Dredd getting shot feels forced. He probably could have avoided it, and one other case of plot convenience. Dredd was able to use its subtle character writing, great performances, and well-directed action to distinguish itself from other action films. Except The Raid. Everyone's always comparing it to The Raid.
Inside the walls, a cursed city. 800 million people living in the ruin of the old world and the megastructures of the new one.
Mega City 1 is shown as a claustrophobic, crime-infested city where the criminals all fear judges because even the slightest criminal offenses are severely reprimanded.
Judgment.
Vagrancy, 3 weeks ISO cubes.
The civilians are virtually unfazed by the complete chaos around them. It's just another day in the big city. Except for this guy.
He needs some milk!
To enforce that notion of everyday extreme violence, there's a shootout in the mall which leaves a handful of people dead, but it will be ready to welcome back customers after a short cleanup session.
The Level 1 food court will reopen in 30 minutes. Thank you for your patience.
Throughout the film, we get lots of hints that criminality is due to people being products of their environment. Clearly on one occasion with two kids that reluctantly want to kill Dredd for reasons they don't even fully comprehend.
Why didn't you shoot him? Why didn't I shoot him? Why didn't you? Do it. Don't you do it. Why'd have to be us who found him?
On other occasions, it's by showing you the good side of people who do bad things to survive.
I just want you off my level, away from my family.
It makes you think, this is an irradiated wasteland surrounded by a desert where crops probably don't grow, even telling us that bodies are recycled.
Multiple wounded and bodies for recycling.
Which means...
Too many mouths, not enough to go around.
So if the elites that rule the government dispatch judgment out so harshly, it would be fair to say that you understand why people keep committing crimes, 17,000 reported daily. It becomes a vicious circle of various crimes, all receiving harsh sentencing, turning small offenders into the hardened ones that kill. As we'll see multiple times, everything in Dredd is shown as
Just another Thursday.
in the beautiful metropolis known as Mega City 1. Also, like movies of the 70s, this film's social commentary is very subtle and the audience actually has to think about it after the film and put the clues together themselves. It's not blatantly thrown into every scene a la Jordan Peele.
Let's go, boy!
Law is not the law. I am the law.
Everything you need to know about Judge Dredd is presented in the first 8-minute car chase, becoming fleshed out as the film goes. He's an unrelenting lawman with one singular goal: take down criminals. His competence, experience, and alertness are showcased in his first 2 lines alone.
Driving erratic. Suspects are under the influence of narcotics.
And later on, with how quickly he sniffs out the corrupt judges. I'd easily compare him to a Terminator. For example, after seeing a pedestrian get hit by a fleeing vehicle, this is what he says.
Control. Perps just wiped out an innocent. I'm taking him down.
Doesn't even bother calling a medical team, which we know he can.
A few moments later.
Control. paramedics to my GPS.
Dredd is never presented as a savior, and rescuing civilians is just the result of him killing the criminals, his idea of mercy being life in a box.
Release the hostage, unharmed, and I guarantee you a sentence of life in an ISO cube without parole.
You gotta love how Dredd does not give a single fuck about people being threatened. It shows his confidence and conviction in situations, knowing he'll be the only one pulling the trigger.
Sir, he's thinking about making a move for your gun.
Yeah.
He just changed his mind.
Yep.
We get a few glimpses of what leniency is with Dredd, the first one being the homeless man, which, adding to the leniency aspect, also shows how eagle-eyed he is to any crime.
Rookie. Don't be here when we get back.
Warned you. Get up. You're headed for the cubes.
The second instance being the confrontation with the two kids that want to kill him, proving that even though he's a law-enforcing machine, he still has a form of compassion. One of the best aspects of the film's writing is that the golden rule of show don't tell is fully taken advantage of. We're never told by anyone of Judge Dredd's exploits, neither how good or feared he is by his peers and criminals. This is the most we get of anyone characterizing Dredd.
Judge Dredd. The Judge Dredd. You know what? I expected more of you.
This way, the audience immediately knows for themselves through his actions who he is and what he stands for. It truly is a breath of fresh air because productions today constantly tell and don't show, or either tell and show the complete opposite. It seems that writers today have forgotten that every single action their character does shows the audience who they are. To bring back the just another day aspect of the film, even when both judges are locked in peach trees, Dredd continues to do his job of not only keeping the detainee to bring him in for questioning, but also putting his trust in the rookie to call the shots so he can continue her evaluation.
Call it.
Sir?
You're on assessment, rookie. Call it.
Dredd takes down a countless number of people to get to the 200th floor to condemn Mama, the sole reason being...
Well, she's guilty. We're judges.
After that, shifting the film's dynamic of the hunted becoming the hunter.
Law is not the law. And as of now, under sentence of death, any who obstruct me in carrying out my duty will be treated as an accessory to our crimes. You have been warned.
In addition, his assessment at the end really solidifies it all, what he feels he was put in Mega City 1 to do.
So what happened in there?
Drug bust. Perps were uncooperative.
Dredd as a character from a writing standpoint is an anomaly. Usually the titular hero goes through an arc changing his beliefs or convictions. The judge, however, stays the same from start to finish and could not even be considered the main character, more of a vessel to introduce you to the world and the stories it has to offer. The only character I could compare him to in recent times would be Mad Max, that essentially has the same role. Dredd is reminiscent of a western gunslinger that enters a town, helps people out but isn't the main focus of the story and walks off into the sunset, leaving others changed, like a sort of mythical figure. Don't worry, I'll get into more of that later. We're never given any information on his backstory, and not seeing his face adds to that mythical element. The most we concretely know of who he is and why he decides to do what he does is this.
I can feel anger and control. There's something else, something behind the control, something almost.
With the interrogation of their detainee being the only part where we see this control momentarily broken. Dredd's suit is a testament to his personality, having an already worn out look once the film starts, highlighting his already eventful career. The production based it off riot gear, making the world more believable, and also created working props like the lawgiver MK2, adding to that sense of realism. Johnny Depp is Jack Sparrow, RDJ is Iron Man, Hugh Jackman is Wolverine, and Karl Urban is Dredd, never showing his face and giving arguably the hardest and best performance of his career. Urban is able to convey everything the script demanded and more with just his voice and mouth, not to mention that he can make the cheesiest 80s action movie one-liners feel like actual threats.
Choke on that. Defense noted. I heard you, hot shot.
What?
I said, hot shot.
Judgment time.
Oh my God, he's so